And welcome back to another episode of Car Thoughts. On this episode of Car Thoughts, we are actually going to be taking a moment to actually park and talk about something really serious. This episode, we are going to be talking about something I actually just recently learned about while watching a very interesting documentary on PBS. And that was called Resilience Hope Lives Here. This documentary actually takes place in the Treasure Valley, mostly in Idaho. And they are talking about something that I was very unfamiliar with. And that is called ACEs. And a lot of people have something called an ACE. I was very unaware of these ACEs, but I've experienced them, and I'm sure many of my viewers have experienced them as well. Now, when I first heard this term, I'm like, ACE? What are we talking, like a card, a sports character? What are we talking about here? But ACE, as it turns out, stands for Acute Childhood Experience. What's that? Well, an ACE, as it turns out, is childhood trauma. And I'm not talking like, oh, my sibling beat me up because I stole his toy. Or, oh, my sister stole my date to the prom. Or, I didn't get to go see my favorite movie as a kid and I had to wait till it came out on video. No, 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 no. I'm talking the real deals. I'm talking, you know, the real traumas. So, in this movie, they're talking about people, and now I gotta stay safe for the algorithms, so I've gotta kind of sugarcoat this a bit. We're talking people that experienced intimate abuse from family members, um, parents' friends. We're talking people who had substance abuse, alcoholism, even parents that encouraged it. And I'm like, what? Wait, what? Um, they got their first drinks from their parents and sent them on a lifelong journey of abuse. We're talking kids that it wasn't, what gangs did they see, but what gangs did they belong to? We're talking young people that were, in and out of the juvenile justice system that society just kind of gave up on. And it was just as I'm watching this, I'm like, this is just so sad to think about all these kids that are just in trouble. But then it hit me that, wait, that's part of my story too. I mean, I witnessed spousal abuse. I had some neglect as well. I mean, as a very young toddler, I fell out of a second story window because, yeah, my parent wasn't paying attention. I, you know, my parents divorced when I was really young. I had a stepdad who went through substance abuse himself. My parent, both my biological parent and step parent, died when I was young. You know, I've seen some things. Even a younger brother of mine had issues. So yeah, there's aces definitely in my family as well. So it just, it surprised me a lot seeing this. Now, the thing with aces is they can affect you in ways that you just don't realize that they're going to affect you. And not knowing, you can't change what you don't know about. And I never knew. And now I know. And so can you. So, thing with aces is that they carry on you like luggage or like a monkey on your back that you just don't know it's there. So, if you carry a few aces, so one ace, one event, you might be able to let that one go. No big deal. If you have 4 or more aces, you'll carry stress. And like me, you might have depression. You might have bipolarism. You might have diabetes. You might have high blood pressure. You might have a lot of other health issues. Now, I'm going to be open because this is an open channel. This whole thing, I have depression. I have anxiety. I have acute anxiety disorder. I have high blood pressure. I have sleep disorders. I have diabetes. I'm a very stressed person. Could it be because of my aces? Quite possibly. Do I live some of my childhood traumas? Quite possibly. Did I know I was living out some of my childhood traumas? Had no idea. Not until this video kind of pointed it out that, yeah, it is more than possible. Am I trying to change that? I have been for years. Didn't know it. So, what is trying to be done about it? You would think that when this research started, quite a few years back, that, oh my goodness, this is real. This is a real sickness in America, that we'd be trying to change it. No, we're not, because that would mean that we'd have to admit to it. But there are people trying to change. And that's the good thing. We are trying to change. So the Boys and Girls Club is trying to change it. There's a lot of little clubs that are popping up all over the place that are reaching out to all these various youths that are trying to help them get over their aces. Because some of these troubled teens who drop out of high school, who are in the gang lives, they're not bad kids, not really. They just need a second chance. And that's what these adults see, who lived that life, who all they needed was another adult to see that they just needed help. And somebody just reached out and said, hey, I'm here for you. I'm here to listen. And that's what they did. They listened. They offered them a second chance, third, fourth, fifth, whatever it is, whatever it takes. And that's sometimes all it needs, is just a hand, and said, hey, I'm here for you. And my ear is here to listen. So that's this car thought for today, is that, yeah, we all have trauma, and we all just sometimes need somebody to listen. And the best thing to do is, if you know you have an ace in your life, maybe you need somebody to listen to you, even as an adult, not just a kid. So counseling, maybe seek a therapist, a counselor. You know, you might want to talk to somebody. So that's my thought for today. And that's, you know, thank you for listening today. And remember, hey, you're appreciated and know that you're loved. And hey, thanks for listening. And you know what to do. If you like this video, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.